Vaccine plays a very important role in disease prevention, in disease control and disease outbreak. It's just not that this thing. It helps in disease prevention, disease control and disease outbreak also. So please vaccinate your child. What I realized after giving birth, everybody's so concerned to the baby. The whole concern, the whole family, the whole visitor, the whole society only jumps for the child. How is baby? Yeah. Baby is not taken care of. This is not the way you should put clothes. This is not the way you should feed baby. I think this is wrong way you're treating your child. Oh my God, so many things. Oh my God, no. Let her decide. You have enjoyed your motherhood. Let her enjoy her motherhood. You have upbring your child. It's her turn. Let her do. Yeah. As I said, little knowledge is dangerous. They Google themselves so much that they want to become a perfect mother. Yeah. But please remember my slogan, mothers are never perfect. True. We are imperfectly perfect mothers. We can't pre-plan our pregnancy. We can't pre-plan our delivery. We can't pre-plan how will we take care of the baby or how we will upbring our child. It goes, let it go. It likes a river flow. You just go with the flow. Keep at ease. Your child also give hints in certain ways to ask what they want. Yeah. So once you pre-plan and you become very strict with your rules and regulations and you Google too much, your stress level increases drastically.
Namaste and welcome to Real Story Time. Today we are truly honored to have a remarkable doctor at our studio. A doctor who is gold medalist, pediatrician and who is trained in Nepal Hospital, Bangalore. Doctor who has touched countless lives through her compassion and passion towards the child. So she is Dr. Kabita Keyal. So once again, we have Dr. Kabita Keyal and today we will be diving into two different topics which have been misunderstood most of the time, which is vaccination for children in Nepal along with postpartum depression. With Dr. Kabita, we will be diving deep into these topics today where we will be talking about the vaccinations and the issues and the solutions and the problems in the context of Nepal, along with the postpartum depression. So let's welcome Dr. Kabita for this eye-opening episode in Real Story Time. So Dr. Kabita, welcome in RST again, once again.
Thank you.
So how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, previously we will be having some kind of queries regarding so many questions when it comes to the episode that we did last time. So actually I wanted to sit with you and talk about the specific topics which are, people have queries about asking. Okay, so we will be talking about vaccination for children in context of Nepal along with postpartum depressions.
Okay. It would be my pleasure to tell on the topics.
Yeah. So how do you feel once again being in RST?
I'm very happy to be here and share my knowledge with the publics and the listener. Thank you for having me here again.
Yeah, Dr. Kabita, before jumping into the questions, first thing which I would be, asking you would be, why is it so important or close to your heart when it comes to the physical and mental health awareness of our children?
First of all, I being a pediatrician, and as I said in the previous episodes, I was the eldest of my 6 siblings. So that motherly feeling was there from the day one. And being a mother myself, I choose this sector as a pediatrician. So being a pediatrician, it's my prime responsibility to take care of a child, to think about the child, physical and mental illness. That's why for every child who visit me, I always ask them about it starts with a greeting. Anytime most of the patient, they come and say me, the moment we land here, we feel so comfortable as if our half of the disease you have taken away. So that's a comfort what we give to our patient. When the child come, they have some faith in us regarding treatment and everything what they can share. So apart from the disease, when they come to us, we give them them a preventive aspect of the disease as well. Like as very well said, prevention is better than cure. We do prescribe medicine, but along with that, we also educate them and make them aware about certain other things from which the disease can be prevention, like vaccines कुरा भनौँ हैन. So it can be a vaccine, it can be a maintaining health and hygiene, nutrition. There's so many other factors which plays a role for disease prevention. So that goes hand in hand, treatment with prevention.
Okay, so let's dive into the vaccine now. So why is it so important for a country like Nepal? Why is it so essential, vaccination?
As we all know, in the disease era, vaccine is a road to health. Very well said. It's a vaccine is one of the humanity's greatest achievement till date. Looking at back in 1907, almost 165 AD, when we have the pandemic. Like we have a most deadly pandemic known as Bubonic Plague. From there to COVID pandemic in almost 2019. So when there is a human, they travel from one place to another. Disease has been a constant companion. So while traveling across the world or from one country to another, we always chance of sharing a disease from one country to another. That's the and since then there is always a chance of pandemics or epidemics or disease outbreak. So vaccine is the only way by which we can prevent the disease and we can prevent the outbreak or epidemics. So vaccine has always played a prime role. In fact, we also say it is one of the most it's the most cost effective buy for any human being.
Okay, so I have seen, when it comes to country like Nepal, I have seen a myth, cultural myth or a misconception that about vaccination. What do you feel about it? Have you ever encountered some kind of myth which is, really out of the box?
Yes, vaccine has been incorporated in Nepali immunization schedule from last 1978 till date. So it was just started with just a 4 antigen disease that was prevented from the vaccine was against the 4 disease, and till now we have 14 antigens that prevents against so many diseases. So when it comes to still, we in this educated world in 21st century, we have to struggle with the parents to counsel for vaccination. We don't know why still, but as a pediatrician, as a doctor, we take a prime role. We are the frontliners to explain them about the vaccine and its importance. After the pandemic COVID-19, for us the job has become little easier to explain them why vaccine is important still, but whatever is there in the national immunization schedule, they are very much it's a preset mind ki those are important, and we have another optional vaccination which is recommended by the Nepal Pediatric Society and which is not given by the government of Nepal. So in the general public, what the message is, what the thought is there, or what they think is whatever the supplied by the government is necessary, which is not supplied by the government is not necessary. This is something very much we find it difficult to explain them, but yes, after one-to-one discussion with the parents, we also have found very much positive response for them. But having said that, it's most of them educated parents are okay, but with the uneducated parents or from the village sector, they think it's just a money making thing.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the thing, because obviously vaccine
That's so
is
sad.
one of the thing is very costly for the general public or for the low economic family and all. And another thing is that they, as I said, there's always a bias within a national immunization program and the other recommended vaccination. They think this is important, this is not important. Some of the thing it's not necessary. Why to give? After giving a vaccination, maybe my child will fall more ill than the normal. And they feel it's not necessary because and from once the other siblings in the family or from the another generation have not taken the vaccine, there is always a comparison. Elder sibling have not taken. Why is this important in now this generation? We were not given so much vaccine. Giving an example, when I was born, I think in my time also there was only 3 or 4 disease which was prevented, but now we have 14 diseases against which we have a vaccine in Nepal as a routine immunization program. But apart from that, we have another 30 diseases which are vaccine preventable. So how do we say that?
True.
So we have to explain them. And there are so many things which have come in the Western world, like we have an autism more common with the MMR vaccination. Mumps, measles, rubella vaccine has caused autism, which was also proven wrong. And there are some like community of the people, like government have recently incorporated human papilloma virus vaccine, which was given to all the children, all the girl child from 9 years to 14 years. It was specially given in the school. So there are some group of people who have a thing, it's a trial phase vaccine. That was another misconcept we came across when we are trying to help the community with vaccination. Rather we feel so proud the government has blessed all the girls of Nepal with this cervical cancer vaccine.
True.
Right? Because every single house we can see one patient with the cancer. So we are so blessed to be a part of this country that we are being supplied with the free vaccine. But some group of people thinking that giving HPV vaccine may interfere with the fertility of the girl child, she will have a problem later in childbearing this thing. Most of the thing in the remote area, they felt it was a trial phase vaccine, including in Kathmandu also. We have so much of denial. There was a poor acceptance. They say the vaccine has come for a trial. It is a practice. It's not like the regular used vaccine.
Is it true?
No, that's completely not true.
Okay.
Being a doctor, I said we are blessed that our country has given us, and when it has to be purchased in a private sector, it really costs you really hard. So it is one of the costliest vaccine which is available among all the vaccines. So at least government has taken a step ahead and has blessed us with such a thing, and is finally incorporated in the national immunization schedule of Nepal. So these are the things which come across, and minor side effects it's always common with whatever, even the normal food we consume. So
Very true. Yeah, I had seen you being very actively into this campaign of vaccination because you were traveling all over Nepal when we had last conversation. So what did you feel and see when it comes to the people and the girls that you meet in that society where you were traveling and educating them for the vaccination and its importance?
Actually, as I said, even in the literate family, like who are well educated also, still there also we face certain myths and facts about the vaccination, because I think little knowledge is dangerous. Like some minor side effects may have occurred in one of the family member, but then it goes like a fire in another thing, then society and then community, and they are so reluctant to take the vaccination. Like once while conducting a mumps and rubella campaign, we have certain problem in some remote area. Because of that also we had a certain breakage in the vaccination continuity. But that was again, we have certain like adverse event following immunization communities. We have at a national level other people to go into the matter to judge whether it was vaccine related or there was other underlying condition, or there are other factors which has contributed to the child illness or comorbid condition. But without knowing the fact, just creating a rumor is really bad. Because as I said, it is one of the most life-saving mankind invention till date. Because as I said you, like we have such a big pandemic, like we have one of the pandemic what we have in the past, which like it was called as Bubonic Plague. It was also labeled as a Black Death in 1347 till 1351 AD.
Okay.
That time there were more than like 50 million people, more than that, half of the like world population was affected. When we see the death toll rate, but as compared to that which happened in almost 13th century, in 21st century when we faced COVID-19, we have a very few days as comparison to that era. So it was all possible because of vaccine. It was not possible because of anything else. Yes, we were educated. We tackled the problem. We have hospital facility. We have medical paramedics, everything now. So as the world is progressing, as we are developing, as we are civilizing, our health facility also has improved in certain ways. So as the vaccination in the last from Nepal, if we say the vaccine was started as the expanded program in immunization in 1978 till 2025, 46 damn years, we have achieved the greatest milestone in the field of health in the form of immunization. So that has really protected so many lives and so many vaccine preventable disease if we count on the fingers. And child are able to live healthy. They are able to see their first birthday because initially without the vaccination they were not even to see the first birthday because of the so many disease, measles, pneumonia. Yeah, without the era without a vaccination, as I saw in the like bubonic plague, it was such a disaster. That's why it was labeled as a black death that time.
So, for example, if a girl really want to be out from this cervical cancer and she want to get vaccinated, then where should she go and approach for this? Because I think it would be very helpful to our viewers also, because we are aware of the campaigns that the government is providing sometime, but aside from that, is there any way where they can go and find it out?
Actually, the cervical cancer vaccine was there in the private sector. It is there in some most of the hospital which has a vaccine facility apart from the national immunization program. So I being in the private practitioner, I do counsel all my parents regarding the importance of human papilloma virus vaccine, which prevents against cervical cancer in females, and even the males are supposed to take vaccine. They do take in abroad who have like multiple sex partners, who have a genital warts and other related problems. Even the recent research, what they say, it also helps in preventing the oral cancer. So it is also as important as for the male candidate, but being a prime for the female candidates, we have been giving. But since this February 2025, we have a national campaign program on HPV. Most of the children, I said 9 to 14 years, have already received. But apart from the 14 years, this vaccine can be received till the age of 45 years. You can consult your doctor, your treating physician or a pediatrician, and you can always seek that vaccine and keep yourself safe.
Yeah, that's very powerful. I have seen some parents still hesitate, when it comes to vaccination, because they take it somewhere, very not much seriously. So what would you suggest to that kind of parents, and what's the importance of vaccination if your child is not vaccinated since the birth? The scheduled vaccination, what might be happening to that child in future?
The best example what I can give is like during COVID pandemic. Let's take an example, right? Yeah. During COVID pandemic, due to the interrupted in the vaccine and the health facility system, like the regular vaccine receiver child could not go to the hospital, or there was also lack from the medical or our thinking we couldn't provide them vaccine on time. There was a phase where everything was shut down. So there was a like curfew thing going on. There was no travelability facility, and the vaccine we couldn't provide to the remote area. So during that interruption, the best example could be a measles outbreak. Like from the vaccine preventable disease, one of the mostly effective disease is measles. Like almost it has prevent 40 to 6. It takes like 40 to 50% of the vaccine preventable disease. Measles is one of the prime thing which has achieved like very good antibody thing. So with this breakage in the vaccine suppliers and vaccine receivers during the COVID pandemic, again we could see the rise in the most of the measles rubella cases after that pandemic. So actually the target was to, like we have eliminated the polio, As you know, in 2015, like we did announce like the polio is been eradicated from the Nepal, but still there are a few countries, few of the SAARC countries will still have the polio virus. So we are unable to label it as a polio eradication like we did it for smallpox back in the previous era. So the next goal was measles elimination, but because of this sudden pandemic in the world, we couldn't control that, and we could see few rise in graphs again. So that is one of the best example. If you don't vaccinate your child, we have a disease outbreak, and it is the most contagious disease. Like one child suffering from a measles, and if that child, without the parents acknowledgement, they send the child to the school, and here the child spreads the disease in the entire school and the community itself. So vaccine is very important. Just vaccinating a child is not important. We have to vaccinate the community. So when it's not for an individual, it's not a person based, it is a community based role that plays. So once we immunize the community, the whole members in the community, and few people remains, like 1 or 2 or 4 or 5 people are not vaccinated, then those people are protected also because of the vaccinated people. That's called the herd immunity. So that is that important. So it's not an like person to person thing, it's like entire community has to be vaccinated. So, and when you break the chain of not taking vaccine in a proper scheduled way, like some vaccines, like just take an example of BCG, which is against TB disease. That's given a single shot and has an efficacy of like giving more than 80 to 90% protection after the single dose. But when we give a DPT vaccine, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, we give it in the form of 3 doses and then additional booster dose at 18 months. In our schedule, we give it at 6, 10 and 14 weeks of life. Then we give booster at 18 months and then we reboost at 7 years, then 10 years, 16 years. So why is that important then? Because the efficacy weans off after a certain period of time. Like you taking a meal today, does that survive the next day? Or you don't want the food for the other day? You want, right? Why do you want to eat other day? Just to keep yourself healthy, to boost up your energy, right? Similarly with the vaccine. There are certain vaccine which needs the booster dose to maintain the antibody level in your body so that when you catch a disease, there is already an antibody to protect you. So, breaking the chain and not completing the dose again put that individual and the community at the risk of disease again. And it's like the most cost-effective, vaccine is the most cost-effective tool for disease prevention. One child suffering from pneumonia, going to a doctor visit, giving an OPD consultation, getting admitted with full blood and X-ray investigation, with antibiotics, you can imagine it's such a disease burden, right from the school absenteeism, parent out of their work, with the financial burden, with emotional and physical stress. So you're affecting all the 4 sectors, right? Which can be just prevented by giving one pneumonia vaccine. So which one will you opt for? So getting a child sick and treating a child and then getting a vaccination, they don't realize the cost, how much you get relief on the cost burden, including your child doesn't get absent from the school, your parents don't have to take leave from their job, because most of them are working parents, and apart from that you suffer so much of mental and physical stress. You don't know if there's so many deaths out of pneumonias.
Yes, this is very powerful. I would want my viewers to understand this. Vaccination is very important. Once a child is, born, then it should start. Yeah. And because I have also seen the fact that few parents, they are, so much concerned about the long-term effect of, the vaccinations. They have seen some kind of, effect when it comes to vaccination. So how do you address that as a pediatrician?
Actually, being a pediatrician, I've been practicing in Nepal from last 16 years, and the study itself takes another 10 years when I complete into from my MBBS days till I complete my MD. So it's a damn 10 years till I become a complete doctor or a treating physician. And in my practice of 16 years, I have been into this, like, because of my special interest in vaccination, I have been into from day one. So, while studying, while practicing, I haven't come across any such major events up after vaccination. But that doesn't say that it can't occur. But there are certain other factors which may contribute to adverse effect events which occur after immunization. It may not be necessarily because of vaccine itself.
Okay.
That they don't realize it. When you come to vaccinate your child, you should always tell your doctor if your child is suffering from certain disease. That's why when we vaccinate and the child comes for a vaccination, we always ask whether your child is ill, whether your child is suffering from fever, is your child is on some antibiotics, is your child had something eating properly. They come to us, we monitor the growth, whether they are malnourished or they are suffering from some chronic diseases. In which we delay the vaccine, or there are certain vaccine which has to be given in the extra doses.
Yes.
So it never lands up with, we haven't come across. And even some things we have heard of in the past in the news, when there is a committee looking after these things, they have gone into depth with all the pioneers, treating physicians, the investigating team, the national team, the health sector, the private sector, the manufacturing committee. There is a committee for this, the core members who looks after in this matter. And to be frank, we haven't come across any such events primarily to blame the vaccine. There was other contributing factors, like the child took the vaccine when the child was ill, or after taking the vaccine, child already suffered from there was already underlying comorbid condition which got aggravated. This could be the things.
Okay. So,
but not due to the vaccine as such. So this has to be cleared off. And why are you so reluctant to give vaccine? I say, like, whatever you are feeding your child, you are sure the parents are never reluctant giving a glass of Coca-Cola. They are not reluctant in drinking a glass of a beer. Then when you know, like, a chronic drinker may land up with the liver cirrhosis. Every cigarette and tobacco thing has written it's injurious to health with so much of oral cancer. In spite the greatest smokers are there. You don't think twice or thrice before consuming that, and with vaccine you have so much of negative thoughts and impacts because of it's all a preset mind.
Exactly.
What would I say? Rather, don't celebrate one birthday, rather gift your child with a vaccine. What good about it? Don't buy one costly nana, no, consuming 10,000. Instead, give one meningitis vaccine, no, brain infection. It's the costliest of all the vaccines. So why don't you gift a child with a vaccine rather than giving a 10,000 clothes?
Yeah.
I think that would be best human buy.
This is the most thoughtful thing that I heard today.
No, that was from a combo, from a mother being a doctor to my patient. Yeah. I always say, prioritize your thing. True. In everyday life, you prioritize your thing, like you prioritize your routine. So why not health? Health has to be prioritized.
Health is wealth. So
this is the best gift any parents can give to their children, as the national has given us in the form of HPV.
Very true. So as we are talking about the vaccines, I would like to add, if, what are the reactions, what are the genuine reactions or, normal reactions that the parents see in a child after vaccination, and when should they be worried about the reactions of the vaccine?
Yeah, there are certain mild reactions and which can occur after vaccination. Like most commonly seen side effect after the DPT vaccination, what we call diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus. Like tetanus injection, everyone would have had once in a lifetime, right? as a pregnant, when you get cut injury, everyone else would have taken one tetanus injection, and you bear that pain where at the site of injection. So it's a similar with vaccine, like minimal. There would be a pain where we inject the vaccine. There may be mild swelling, some redness, and especially with the measles vaccine or chickenpox vaccine, child may suffer a milder form of that disease, like having some rashes few days after the vaccination. Some children may face like fever after DPT or pneumonia vaccination. Some may have little bit of diarrhea, vomiting. Those are of minor concern. We do counsel the parents before we give vaccination. These are the possible side effects with these vaccinations. So you can take this medicine, you can prevent like this, you can console, and you can do this. But apart from that, there may be some serious side effects, like some part of the DPT vaccination may cause like constant cry. The child keeps on crying, unconsolable cry. We say, like, whatever you do, the child doesn't get consoled. The child is in great pain. In that case, we take it as a moderate side effect of that vaccine, and we give a second thought whether to revaccinate that child with the same vaccine, because it requires again and again. So we can offer another vaccine which doesn't have that component of vaccine. So there's always a chance, there's always a route. One road gets blocked, the another path is there. We have another diversion. Similarly, we have a thing. So we always counsel the parents before vaccination. These are the possible side effects. So whenever you feel, or sometime even with this minor thing, when after giving BCG vaccination, after a month, we see a small pus sort of thing, like a pimple. But if we don't counsel, they get panicked as a parent. It's like it's a pustular lesion, it's become a blister, what is it? But if we have already counseled, it's a minor thing that will happen, it's a normal consequences, it's a normal phenomena of that vaccine which leaves the scar behind, they wouldn't be panicking. But sometimes with DPT vaccination, when we give it intramuscular, in the muscles, deep inside, so sometimes there may be an abscess formation. But that is again in like 1 lakh to 2 or 3 children, again acceptable. So we treat that with antibiotics. So anything apart from what we counsel while vaccination, you feel it's not it's more dangerous, you feel very much uncomfortable, you feel the child is not well, you can always come back to us and take help from us, and we can investigate and treat them and console them.
So, doctor, I was having, some kind of queries within myself. If one scheduled vaccination is missed, then what are the consequences? Do you think it will be life-threatening experience for a children if that is missed?
As I said, not in terms of life-threatening, but yes, in terms of spreading the disease. As I just said you regarding measles, like if you don't vaccinate, there are so many diseases that prevents the disease as such, that prevents the contagious, like spreading of the disease. Like the disease like chickenpox, measles, those are contagious. So one people catch it, they spread in the entire school, the entire community, and so on. But one child suffering from pneumonia, it's not like contagious, but they spread the disease. It is harmful to the child as such, and to the other who stay in a close proximity with the child. Like vaccine, initial thought was like vaccine is only for childhood vaccination. This is a term which I think it's a misuse. It's not for the child. It's not childhood vaccination. Vaccine plays a role right from the womb till the tomb. From birth till death. From the mother's womb till the death. So what I meant saying that when the baby is intrauterine in the mother's womb, we vaccinate the mother with tetanus and diphtheria with some purpose. That also provides some certain protection to the child. We give vaccine to the mother with influenza vaccine now. This is a newer research. And similarly, immediately after birth, we start vaccinating the child with BCG, DPT and normal schedule, which continues. And again, we have vaccine in certain circumstances, like when the child meets accident, we have to like do operation for this spleen, so we boost them with again pneumonia, Haemophilus influenza V vaccine. Similarly, patient with chronic disease, patient with like cancer patient, kidney patient, they need extra sorts of certain vaccination. Patient refusing blood transfusion and all, there are also certain vaccination we recommend. Similarly, elderly patient, I know for adolescent, like we said like at birth, we said childhood, adolescent also take a vaccine. Like in my time when there was no certain vaccine, there are certain vaccine which can be taken in adolescent phase, like HPV vaccine, like tetanus booster we do give. Similarly, typhoid, jaundice is in a rising phase, hepatitis A vaccination. And when you are like a child who has not received hepatitis B vaccination initially, MMR vaccination. So these are all adolescent vaccination which can be given, especially when child travels abroad. While they are shifting abroad or they are traveling abroad, there is a yellow fever vaccine which has to be taken for South Africa. Similarly, when child goes from our country to another country to study, their country have certain requirements for vaccination, so they take it. Similarly, our geriatric, older patient, they usually receive pneumonia vaccination, flu vaccination. So vaccination is not limited to the child.
Yes.
It's a life course facility. It's a life course prevention. So that's why I feel it's the vaccine from mother's womb till tomb.
Okay, have you ever experienced, some kind of misconception or much information when it comes to vaccine? And if the parents are not aware about it and the child is really, that it harmed the child. Have you ever experienced such in your life?
It's like counseling a parents to give a DPT. The most thing is like giving a booster dose or the optional vaccination. As I said, it's very easy for them to accept national immunization schedule, but they're bit reluctant to give the other part of the vaccination, which comes under the recommendation from the other, like pediatric society, right? So since it doesn't come from the national schedule, they feel it's not important. But when child continuously suffer from pneumonia again and again, your child, like a child suffering from pneumonia almost like you say at least 4 to 5 times a year, and then they realize, yes, my doctor did counsel me regarding the booster dose of pneumonia, should I be taking that? And with this, in this educated world, with the literacy rate being increased, and the parent awareness is also being increased for vaccination, so they come and ask. Like suppose if we give one child in a family, obviously that goes from mouth to mouth to the other child also. Like my child took this, since taking this, my child is suffering less from cold and cough. In case of influenza vaccine, what we call it a swine flu, bird flu vaccine. So it spreads like this. So, and similarly for cervical cancer, oh my God, it's so deadly. I don't want to suffer from this disease. So it's good. I protect myself. And one time there, before the government started this HPV campaign, there was so much thing on TikTok regarding HPV vaccine. So we as a private practitioner had a flow that time for regarding that HPV vaccine query. We do counsel 1-to-1, but the media plays a very important role. So what I think, every single person plays a very important role when it comes to vaccine awareness, vaccine counseling, vaccine education. Like it can be started when a child little bit matures or understand. When a mother takes to the child for vaccination, mother can always counsel, this is for your betterment, child, we are giving this to protect you against this. Similarly, we can have a small session in the school as well. When we teach them science, we teach them about body part, we teach them about certain diseases, hygiene and all. So it can be taught as a part of a prevention.
True.
Right?
Yes.
So similarly, and when the child comes to a treating doctor, you are coming to me for a treatment for pneumonia. After getting treated, once you are settled down, once you come to me for follow-up once or twice, is that time when I hear them saying that we also have a vaccine. Did you know that we can prevent the further episode by vaccinating your child? That's the best time I feel. So I think it's the role of a pediatrician and the treating physician as well to counsel and taking few minutes to counsel them regarding this. And whenever there is a national program like this time, it was very fantastic. Like during the HPV also, they even gave that in a, when the ringtone was there, they also counseled the thing in the thing, right? In the mobile also we can hear that. So media really, it's like the first clip for anybody. Rather me saying, when in the India channel, I have heard that Amitabh Bachchan saying Zindagi ke do bund regarding polio vaccine. That was very effective. So any pioneer, any personality in the country can make a difference. So if we can make them, like for HPV campaign, we had a Manisha Koirala with us. Similarly, we can have another thing who makes a difference in the society if they can do certain campaigns, some talk program, some like similar advertisement. Like it was very like touchy for me when Amitabh Bachchan used to say "Zindagi ke do bund for polio." So you know, he's such a great personality in India, right? So if they won't listen to me, at least they will listen to somebody. Let's give a trial.
Why not?
Yeah. So even that mobile ringtone thing. So with the new generation, new thought, we are developing and we are very much progressing and taking benefit of the advantage of the media, our new technology, incorporating them to make immunization more success in Nepal and across the world.
Okay, as we are, into the immunization, World Immunization Month right now, I would like to ask you or suggest you to the parents who are still thinking to vaccinate their child. What would you suggest to to those parents?
I would strongly suggest, as I already said, so just talking in a nutshell about that, vaccine plays a very important role in disease prevention, in disease control and disease outbreak. It's just not that this thing, it helps in disease prevention, disease control and disease outbreak also. So please vaccinate your child. As I said, don't give a piece of burger. Rather, I would prefer, you avoid giving a junk food. I would always prefer. Like, yeah. So, it's the best human invention, I said, apart from the bomb and the gun. It's the best human buy and is the best health achievement. As we celebrate World Immunization Month, every year we celebrate April as a World Immunization Month. So across the world we celebrate this. So this time the slogan was immunization for all is humanly possible. With that, I would say vaccine is every single child. So every individual should receive vaccination, especially from childhood to adolescent or in the geriatric age group. And vaccine always has been supporting and is the best support to live our life to the fullest. This is the best way we can celebrate World Immunization Week. Having said that, I would strongly recommend all the parents, being a pediatrician and being a mother, please keep your child safe with vaccination.
Thank you, doctor, for such an insightful, knowledge regarding the vaccination in context of Nepal. So now let's shift to the topic. So we will be talking about, a topic which has been, shelled into a silence. It's postpartum depression, right? So we ourselves being a mother have gone through it, understood it, and still we are figuring out to understand what it is, because in the country like Nepal, we never, women are always kind of put in a shelf, or they are, some kind of there is some kind of belief that women should be strong after giving a birth, and there is nothing like that. It's just what you are thinking, right? But the emotional turbulence that the woman is going through or a mother is going through that time period, how would you define it?
Actually, first of all, I would like to say I'm not a gynecologist. I'm not a psychologist. I would speak today as a pediatrician.
And a mother.
And a mother, right. Apart from my past experience being in the postpartum period, what I would say, like postpartum depression is it's a mental status of a mother after giving birth to a child, where she feels very low. She doesn't feel energetic as usual. She have certain negative thoughts in her mind. She doesn't enjoy her postpartum period as she was supposed to. She feel very weakened in the heart, physically and mentally, and there could be so many factors that could be involved. I strongly feel it's very common. We always say, like it's as common as like 5 to 7 per 100 births. Why is it
It's
so
that
common?
serious? Yeah.
Exactly, I feel, because when it comes to a mother, because they usually come for vaccination after the child giving birth to a child, they come to us for the first follow-up visit. They come to us regular vaccination. So that time we see the mental status of the mother. We counsel the mother for so many aspects regarding childcare, breastfeeding, nutrition, and everything. So I, being a treating pediatrician, when I talk to the mother, when I see there is there is a failure to accomplish successful breastfeeding, or the baby general health is not good, so I do talk to the mothers, and most of the time I feel mothers crying. They literally burst into tears. The way you said, there is a turbulence going on within them. When you find someone to share, they literally burst into tears, and this has happened with every single mother in my chamber.
Exactly.
I'm very sorry to say that, I'm very sorry to share that, but this is a very common fact. What I judge, what could it be in my point of view, is like every of us are a working parents. Most of us are a working parents. So we are educated. It's so difficult to abide ourselves with the cultural norms and rules and regulations which are right and which are wrong. And who decides that?
True.
So many things are there, some cultural barriers which is really not necessary, or which has to be changed over the period of time with the generation and with the civilization. Just giving an example, it starts right from like clothing herself, taking bath, maintaining a room temperature, in her diet, with the baby care, with so many factors giving her mental pressure. How can you expect a mother to be healthy, happy, and energetic? So the first and foremost come when she is operated, or when she gives a child by a normal vaginal delivery. The hygiene is first and foremost for us as a doctor. But what do we say? You're not supposed to take bath. That is a very normal cultural norms out here, what we say. If you take bath, you will fall ill. You will catch pneumonia.
Yeah. Cold.
God knows. You don't maintain a hygiene, you are bleeding, and there you are. And with such a dramatic rise in temperature across the world, global warming, the temperature in Kathmandu is also not as it used to be 20 years back when I just entered Kathmandu, right?
True.
So, how do you expect mother to wear a sweater, to wear a shawl, and to compact her body even in the summer season? She's been sweating hell inside and outside, and still they say wear socks, wear caps, wear tight clothes, not supposed to open the window, no cross ventilation, and whatnot. Then it comes to the diet.
Yeah.
The biggest halter what I also faced, and what most of the mother face, what to eat and what not to eat. I said, who decides that? Is the cultural thing, is the social thing. One culture says eat this, one culture says eat this, one culture says eat this. Is the cultural varieties in the food. But as a treating physician, as a medical doctor, we never give restriction to any particular type of food unless you have some particular disease in such where some particular foods are said to be avoided. Being a mother, I myself would be very cautious while eating certain things during my pregnancy, during my lactation, during my postpartum period, right? I'm not going outside to eat pani puri for sure. I'm not going outside to eat cold drinks and cold food so that which can cause cough and hamper my C-section own.
Exactly. You will not be wanting that.
Exactly. So I think give her a space. She is an educated mother. Why don't you give her a space? Yes, you can guide, you are free to guide her, support her, but don't taunt her. Don't taunt her. Don't play with her emotion. There are so many physiological, hormonal, psychological changes going her with her body.
Right.
When a mother becomes pregnant, she is fighting with 7 different stages in her body, right? She is conceiving, her physical, her mental, her emotional, her social, her hormonal, everything is in a compromised state, is in a disbalanced way. It's not in a routine path, right? So she is as such struggling within herself. So don't give her an external burden.
What do you think the role of the husband and the family should be at this moment?
They have to be supportive. That's my first thing I always say. It doesn't mean that husband can't go into postpartum depression, because they also have an extra burden. They are also put into with extra responsibility with the baby. They also have a sleepless night. And if you have a caring husband, caring father, both mother and father play an equally important role, right? So when father is supposed to give rest to a mother, it's the father who takes the responsibility. So, and the home and the surrounding people, all of them play a very important role in supporting her not to fall into postpartum depression or to come out of that any negative thoughts which she carries in her mind. And especially in taking care of a newborn, when we follow the social norms or we have a cultural stigma which interfere with the modern way of taking care. It's not the modern way, rather I would say it's the actual way of taking care.
Need of the society.
It's like putting oil in the nose, putting oil in the eyes, putting oil in the ear does not justify in any ways. Similarly, giving herbal medicine immediately after birth. Most of the parents come with a dirty spoon, with the coins. They want to put honey right after the birth. This is the first thing they want to go give some holy liquid. They want to give some herbal medicine in the name of Janam Gutti and Jaifal. Those things. Putting kajal in the eyes, putting surma in the eyes, blocking the lacrimal duct. How does that help? We really don't understand. Keeping baby overclothing, extra warm, and then you land up with sudden skin rashes, unhygienic condition, not giving birth to a child frequently, thinking that the child may fall ill or pneumonia, not maintaining the hygiene, and the child comes with such a bad cradle cap, seborrheic dermatitis. And when most of the child being like fed early with the animal milk without proper knowledge and guidance, they start very early, like 2 to 3 months, and that child continues vomiting because of the like intolerance or something, and they don't bother to clean the ears and putting oil in the ears, leading to ear infection, pus in the ear. There's so many things which add on to her. So the family and the husband has to be supportive.
Yes.
They have to support her, then only a mother can be she will be in her perfect mental and physical health status. She can take proper care of her child. She is like we just say in a Nepali, she is like a guy for my bachra. So mother she is a lactating mother.
Yeah.
She has to stay healthy in all the ways. Then only your baby can be healthy. But what I realized after giving birth, everybody is so concerned to the baby. The whole concern, the whole family, the whole visitor, the whole society only jumps for the child. How is baby?
Yeah.
Baby is not taken care of. This is not the way you should put clothes. This is not the way you should feed baby. I think this is wrong way you're treating your child. Oh my God, so many things, so many things. Oh my God, no. Let her decide. You have enjoyed your motherhood. Let her enjoy her motherhood. You have upbring your child. It's her turn. Let her do. And it's a Google world. You Google yourself. You already mentally prepared. You already have a plan. So let her enjoy her motherhood in her way. And every child can't be brought up in the same way, right? Every child have a different thing. So we have to modify our upbringing in such a way so as the care. So it differs from child to child.
True. So if a mother is going through postpartum depression, what do you think that would be, happening to the child or the child's development?
It will be hampered. As I said, everything in the child thing will be hampered, because the first and foremost thing will be hampered is the breastfeeding. The thing we call it, it's a nectar of a life for a baby, is the most important drink, first nutritious drink everybody should receive from her mother. When a mother breastfeed her child, it's not just a feeding. There are so many other things which is helping in the baby development, including the emotional factor when the mother is carrying her baby close to her breast. The emotional factor, the physical bond between the mother and the baby comes into emotional development. When the baby sucks directly milk from the mother, there's a gum development. There's oral pharyngeal, these things get coordinated. So we say the physical bonding between the mother and the child is very important for the emotional, for the psychological and the physical growth of the baby. In that concept, for the preterm baby, there is something called kangaroo mother care. Just keeping a baby close to your breast helps baby grow properly, and baby has a lesser hospital stay. So same factor goes for the fully developed or the term baby as well. Just for the touch of a mother. That's why mother is being compared as a god, right? Says the second god for her child. Says the first god.
True. So, doctor, what are the risks that you have seen or encountered throughout your examination, or throughout you meeting your patient, that if postpartum depression is not treated on time for for months or years, what might happen to that mother?
It's like whenever as I told you, I'm not a gynecologist, I'm not a psychologist, but when talking to them and seeing them bursting into a tear, there's so many factors which are affecting in the care of the baby, including breastfeeding. When we ask them, say there's a failure of breastfeeding, there's a failure of hygiene maintenance. So when we ask, these things comes up. Child has been vomiting persistently because child has been given herbal medicine. So then we keep the father, we keep the grandparents and counsel them. So when we control at this phase, when the mother comes to us for vaccination every time, if we as a pediatrician can support her, can console her, can talk to her, it can bring very much big change. We can prevent a mother falling into postpartum depression. It's the last thing we will level to any mother.
True.
It's not easy to label a mother as a psychosis, right? Nobody wants to be a psychosis. So when we should not take a mother to that path. Rather, when she come to her, when we give her time, we console her, we find out what is the actual problem, we sort it out then and there. You don't make it a big issue after counseling from the doctors. You support her. The best family support, the best husband support, then none of the mother is going to that path. But in doing so, if we fail to help her, guide her and support her, then obviously she is going into postpartum depression, and future in the life, she may be as destructive as taking her personal life, taking her child life, abusing herself, abusing her child in giving her physical stress, not feeding her child, or like behaving like a psychosis, which may have a long term in her health or in her mental status.
Yes, I have heard about it. Due to this postpartum depression, a mother killed her child itself. So it was very dangerous, and it scared me.
I still feel it is the most ignored thing from the family, from the society, and they are very reluctant to speak about it. But from the gynecologist part of view also, they do the diagnosis, but they have to support as well, and counseling. There should be a counseling session, I guess. So we as a medical thing, we as a paramedics should always support. We should always have that supporting environment in the hospital after the delivery, when they come to us for regular follow-up, when they come to us for vaccination. This is the best time we can ask them, and they can seek help from us.
True.
They also has to come to us if they are facing something very much like distressing, very much disturbing to them. The family also has to bring her to us in time. They can't think, okay, it's a bad thing, we shouldn't disclose this, and keep her at home, further torturing her, further deteriorating her condition. So seeking a health sector thing, and seeking a timely intervention and consulting a doctor would be really helpful, rather than taking him into a really bad phase.
Yeah, because they are going through a lot of emotional.
Everything
Yeah.
changes. The life becomes upside down once
Yeah.
with the one pregnancy. You are away from your work. Just giving in myself example, I have an hyperemesis gravidum. It was so difficult to continue in pregnancy till 9 months. So, and after that also you are there is a cultural norms of having this postpartum. You are in the room for a month or 2 months. That is another thing. So your whole physical routine, your mental routine, your everything gets, your priority changes. Your priority changes. You are not yourself.
How did you tackle with it, doctor? Because it might be helpful to,
It's the same thing like my doctor said. No, it wasn't like I was into postpartum depression, but I had complicated, I said, my antenatal periods or my postpartum. So the only thing was that I started coming to work early. My husband and my family were really very supportive. He is also a doctor. He can understand. So being a doctor husband, he was very supportive. He used to take care of the baby. I fall ill for some reason, and then he used to take care of the baby in the night. He proved to be a very good husband and a very good father. In that way, I'm very lucky. So that was the most positive sign from my side. Family were very supportive, and then I started my work, starting from hours and 2 hours, slowly going out and mingling with other family members who are positive for you, who gives you a positive vibes. You should always talk to the person whom you feel comfortable with, rather than going to a negative person. Every single person, every single visitor, they throw one.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen. This is not way. That is the most negative impact I feel. That's the most negative impact in the mother's life, I strongly feel.
Yeah, because we are talking about everyone, but somewhere I would like you to address the mother who is conceiving a child or who is just a new mother. How could she be very aware of her situation, to overcome the fear or the emptiness or whatever she is going through, the emotional well-being? Give some tips to those mothers so that they can conceive, or after having a baby they can have a very normal and routine life, and they can enjoy their motherhood.
It's the best thing. I always say, mother, it's not like the previous age of one mother having 5 or 6 child. You don't have that many opportunity like most of the working parents, being an elderly mother, or most of the time we think the natural pregnancy rate is decreasing, and IVF thing is increasing, with so much of thing to conceive itself. Like you're going already through so much of emotional and physical stress. So when you get a baby, when you become pregnant, it is your choice to become a pregnant. Nobody is forcing you to become a pregnant, right? So when it's your choice, it's your prime choice, then why don't you enjoy? Apart from the pregnancy related issues which comes up, like I said I had an hyperemesis gravidarum. Those are something which can't be avoided, but not every single woman faces that. Those who faces that, also you have a positive family like support, your husband support, you eat the food what you like, you enjoy the life you like, you do whatever. So this is also followed in so many of the family I see. They say, Tumko, what do you enjoy? You eat what you enjoy in your pregnancy, you do what you like in your pregnancy, because everything affects a baby, they say. Right? So keep yourself happy, do what you want. Don't, I say, just give damn to other people. And in this, the after delivery, what I feel, some of the mother are very possessive, very, very possessive, and they are very much like taking sick of a Google doctor.
Yeah.
As I said, little knowledge is dangerous. They Google themselves so much that they want to become a perfect mother.
Yeah.
But please remember my slogan, mothers are never perfect.
True.
We are imperfectly perfect mothers. We can't pre-plan our pregnancy. We can't pre-plan our delivery. We can't pre-plan how will we take care of the baby, or how we will upbring our child. It goes, let it go. It likes a river flow. You just go with the flow. Keep at ease. Your child also give hints in certain ways to ask what they want. Yeah. So once you pre-plan and you become very strict with your rules and regulations, and you Google too much, your stress level increases drastically. Yeah. There are so many things you have been learning as a female from your family, from your society, from your siblings' upbringing, from your other mothers. Like I, being her elder sister, I already learned from when my mother used to take care of my child, or you have your elder sister taking care of your child when your aunt and uncle are there. So you learn. This is something natural. Animals also give birth. They also take care of the baby. So you are a human being.
True.
So why do you judge yourself as a failure? You are the best. You think of your child. You are the first mother, first teacher, everything first. So you will do the best. But you're not perfect. You can't be perfect.
True.
So don't try to be perfect. Just go with the flow. Don't restrict yourself with your rules and regulation, what you created, and boundaries. Yeah. Come out of that.
Yeah, the people who suggest also, they are not perfect, you know.
Yeah.
True. That is just they are sharing their experience, and which might not suit for your baby.
Yeah, that's what. So every children is different. When you give a born to your child, when you have 5 children, every 5 children, mother have an experience with every new birth.
True.
Maybe she have a little bit of experience which add on to the second pregnancy, but it doesn't work. If your first pregnancy was very smooth, maybe your second pregnancy may be very disastrous, right?
Yes.
There may be unwanted events that may occur during delivery, or you don't know there are certain birth defects which may occur at birth, even though it was not diagnosis. After birth also there may be certain things which can happen. So how can you judge and how can you plan? Just stay cool, just stay calm. If possible, meditate yourself, enjoy your motherhood. Don't stop breastfeeding is the best act of a mother. Once you hold your baby close to your breast, close to your baby, don't listen to anybody. Just be in a calm room. If you want, you can play a soft music in the background. Love your child. Enjoy your privacy with the child. Always ask your husband, because he is your other half. He is your best half. If there is anything in your mind, you always take. And I find this Nepali culture a very good one, like sending a girl to her mother place for her postpartum. This is the best thing I like, because as I said, you are going through so much of emotional stress and so many other factors. And in your anger and you may end up saying something to your mother.
Yes.
But your mother she's always there to listen, and
she will understand.
She will understand and she'll always smile. But that wouldn't work. Same with
your
your in-laws.
Yeah.
With your in-laws. So in that case, I always counsel the father.
Yeah.
So please accept our bombarding. But we also have to think if father is also going through equal level of stress.
True.
I know some new member adding to a family is a new responsibility to the entire family. And every single member plays, every single character in the house plays, every single relationship plays an important role in the upbringing of the child. Grandparents, who is fathers, the mothers, the siblings. So we have to take everybody. Just stay cool, calm, meditate yourself. Just listen to what you like. Music always play a very positive role. Meditation and play a very positive role. You have to learn to ignore bad things. You have to create a cell around you and keep those people separate. Yeah. Say bye, tata.
That's so powerful.
You have to learn that. Once you learn doing that, you will be a happy mother. You are a successful mother.
Yeah. Today we are diving so deep and we are having some, amazing conversation.
It's always good talking to you.
Same here, doctor. So now let's dive into our last section, which is real story segment. So I will ask you a few questions here. Try to answer it in a short or one word. It would be fine. So what would you choose if it's your husband and a child? What would you choose among them?
This is a disaster. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Just try.
No. This is a very both of them are watching me. It's just like an asking.
What if they aren't watching?
No. It's just like asking my son, whom would you choose, mother or father? And don't putting him into trouble, and he'll end up saying both. Both are my both arms. So which one you want, you take. My husband is here, my son is here. Which one you want, ma'am? Please, you choose. The ball is in your court.
While growing up, people used to ask me, who would you choose, your father or mother? Whom do you love most?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was actually the most awkward moment. I can relate it.
Yeah. I'll choose my husband as a life partner, and I'll choose my son as my...
That is so tricky and nice.
As my future partner.
So, are you spiritual?
Yes. Okay. I do believe in God. I do pray.
Okay. So, doctor, what do you think would be the best tips for a mother to raise a healthy child, a good child?
First of all, to keep her mental and physical level into balance, as I said already, like you have to keep yourself into balance. You have to maintain that balance in your life. Because you have to be a good mother. And then you can, don't ever fail not to breastfeed. You have to enjoy that moment. Believe me, none of the other people are blessed with such a thing act. This is a mother's act. This is completely a mother act. So, because what happened is that we have an option of giving formula milk, right? So having an easy option, we always give up very easily.
True.
Along with that family boundaries norms, like you have to go and resume your work immediately after a month or so, then you always have that tension in the back of your mind ki maybe later my child wouldn't be accepting a formula feed, so you start early. That is a very wrong thing. Mm-hmm. You don't have to choose your child to take formula. So please don't jump into a conclusion. Don't lose your patience. Be calm. Give your best. So breastfeeding is the best support that a mother can give to her child, and then take care of her child. For the first 6 months is the breastfeeding, the complete nutrition. So don't start weaning early in the life. Like I have heard people starting like Lito and everything, some extra food early as 3 months. That is a wrong concept. Please don't do that. There is a logic behind everything starting at the right time. So we are giving a gut for a time to mature so that babies will have easy thing to digest. They wouldn't develop allergy to the food. So give that space for the gut development. Then the physical hygiene plays an important role. Anytime being a mother, you feel, because you are the closest person in contact with the baby. Anytime you feel any abnormality, anything which is striking, this is not normal, this is beyond normal, this is not being out of your previous past family experience, go to a doctor. Don't delay. Don't delay to seek medical attention. Don't listen to anybody. Like sometimes what I have heard, child is suffering from something and the grandparents telling you the normal low. This is normal. My child also. Why are you so much cautious? Why are you so much like over possessive? You are acting too much. Those are very bad statements. Please don't consider that. You are solely responsible. You are the first responsible person in your child life. So being that, please take medical attention on time. Mostly what we see with the jaundice, like neonatal jaundice, when child suffers from the jaundice, they say it's very much normal. It's not necessary to take to the doctor. Why don't you give herbal medicine? And this is the condition which causes a disaster and the child lands up with so many complications. So please don't do that. In this, where you have every second house or the third house is a hospital or a polyclinic, such a easy facility where doctors are sharing their numbers also in personal. So what else you want? You have a health facility at your doorstep. So please be in time, take attention. And and the most important thing, don't break the vaccine chain. Please vaccinate your child in time. As your doctor advised, it's for your child betterment, not for us, for sure. We are not gaining out of it. When a society, when an individual is healthy, the family is healthy. When a family is healthy, the community is healthy. When the community is healthy, the national is healthy. Why would the nation spend so much on vaccination, so much on immunization? It is a bulk of amount that the national pays for the immunization, right?
Yes.
So it is an important factor for them. It's the prime health factor for them. So when they are spending so much, why you don't want to take that thing? So don't interrupt, don't delay, don't stay in misconception. If you have any misconception, get it cleared right from the right person at the right time. And then again, don't believe that Google Master.
Little knowledge is dangerous.
It has to be from the right person, right way.
Expert.
Any message relayed in a wrong way is always has a wrong consequences, right?
Yeah, true. Being a pediatrician, what would you suggest to a couple? They want to conceive how many babies that they should be having?
How much you can afford, man? Keeping everything, your financial, your emotional, your physical, and your family support. When you have a good support, like still when I am in the clinic, I see most of the especially foreigners coming to us with the 4, 5, 6 child, and my eyes get wide open. Oh my God.
That's so good.
Yeah, no, that's so good. But then are you ready to give so much of time, attention and this thing, energy, and your career also get compromised with that, right? So it depends at what age you become a mother. So if you become a mother at an early age, minimum 2 child has to be there, because it really plays again a very important role for the sibling development, for the siblings to have for everything in the child, because they need a partner. Maybe the thing of autism is also rising because of that, because they don't have anybody to share, care and dare. All the 3 things, share, care and dare, because they are left alone with the caretaker and nobody is there, mother and father or working parents, right? So minimum 2 to 3 is acceptable, and maximum as many as you can afford, ma'am.
Amazing. So the last one, which I have seen as, so many people having debate on it, or, it's very common topic that people are, debating on, that a child, they should be introduced with a diaper or not. Because I have seen this debate a lot.
Again, coming to the fact is diaper using is a personal choice, right? Should I be disclosing this in media or not? I don't know. But to be frank, what I usually say, how would you feel using when every single female goes through a menstruation, right? All of us are using pads, right?
True.
So how comfortable you feel when your pad gets wet? Suppose you are in some meeting and you're not able to leave that and you have to be with it. What is the next day scenario? Just imagine that as a mother. This solves my answer. But still, for those who doesn't use pads and those who doesn't menstruate, it's a form of thing. You can use it, but we already have a preset mind ki I'll change my after using a diaper, I'll change the diaper after 3 to 4 hours. What if your child have already soiled within 10 minutes of using the diaper and he is continuously peeping 3-4 times before it leaks? So to some extent the diaper can hold, but at point it will leak and it will affect the skin, and as such the child's skin is very sensitive. It's the time when we have a skin rashes or the diaper rash, what we call it. The term so simple, but it is as severe as like a burning sensation. Some of the child after diarrhea, I have seen the whole thing get so red and swollen and so excoriated. It's such a painful condition. So being ignorant and leaving the child for a prolonged time, I wouldn't suggest as a doctor. But yes, for sure, when you're traveling somewhere and you think there is some like you have a social stigma where you can't change the diaper. But again, with the baby, that doesn't go, because every sector has that facility, including flight, airports, anywhere you have that facility where you get a privacy to change the baby diaper, right? So, but still, when you're traveling, you can use, but make sure you keep changing, you keep checking on it. It's not overflowing, it's not. And when baby already poop, and the poop baby in the diaper again increases the risk of having a diaper rash.
So it's
So
all,
if at all you are using it, always use a barrier. Like we have nappy rash cream, preventive creams also we have. You can apply Borolene, you can apply Vaseline, you can apply any normal oil before using diaper when you are like you won't be able to change the diaper for a long time. So you can always apply that barriers between the diaper and the baby skin, which may prevent the diaper rash.
Yes. Thank you, doctor, for your time and for your insight and this valuable knowledge today. So thank you for being here in RST again.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all good listeners. Thank you for being a good listener. Thank you.
At Real Story Time, this kind of conversation are not just important, they are necessary. To all our viewers who might be needing to hear this, please don't forget to share it with the people around you, because sharing is caring. You never know who might be needing to hear this. So for more episodes like this, don't forget to like, subscribe and share Real Story Time. We will be meeting each other in another episode with another guest. Thank you for today.